Hello everyone. Welcome to Portfolios Reviews with me. My name is Ruben Cespedes and I'll be your host for today. All right, I'm super excited because I'll be sharing some feedback that definitely can help you level up your design skills or your skills as a designer, whether if you're starting out right now or if you want to level up and have even a little bit more extra in your arsenal. This is the right place for you. Also, big shout out to everyone on the chat. Thank you again for joining us today, and also feel free to ask any questions that you might have. I see some people joining us. Let me know in the chat if you can hear me okay, if everything is fine. Just let me know. All right. Also, I just want to say thank you. Thank you to everyone who submitted their portfolio. I've seen some really cool stuff there. So we're going to be diving into all these portfolios today. But before we jump into, reviewing these portfolios, I want to share this amazing resource with you guys. And is the career guides from Behance. This is an Adobe resource. It's totally free. It's for all of you guys. That this resource will definitely help you grow as a designer. You will learn a lot of things, like from creating personal projects, from learning soft skills, from portfolio reviews, as you can see, from creating brands and creating case studies and stuff like that. It's again totally for free, so make sure you bookmark this page. It's behance.net/resources/guides. That being said, let's get started with the first portfolio. Hello on the chat. I think Bree's on the chat. Hello. All right, so let's get started right away. First, we have, and sorry if I don't say or pronounce these names correctly. Apologize in advance. Yakoa. Yakoa has a really cool portfolio. This is the first time I'm seeing this. I open all these portfolios without even checking, I just pick random ones. We got a lot of submissions, but all right, so let's check it out from the get-go. I really like this really cool curve. It's kind of like giving some movement into it, creating stunning visuals that tell a story, or tell your story. All right, I like that. There's some sort of animation here coming up, select the work, commission and content creation. And then we do have a section, what I do, photography, graphic design, content creation, and brand ambassador. That's pretty cool. Then we have some sort of like collage here, which is really nice. I really love that. Kind of like a collage and kind of like a bento box, right? Tell your story. So I love what she's doing here. She's bringing some of the movements, throughout the whole page. That's kind of cool. All right, some partnerships here. One quick note here I can give you pretty quick is just keep things consistent, meaning like this should be the same size as this, so that way this card is on the same, it has the same height. So that way kind of like feels more, boxed in there, and also provide a little more space on the top and bottom, just adding a little margin here and there. But I'm excited to see one of the works. So I'm gonna go ahead all the way to the top. We have an about me. Let's check that out first. Really nice. Toshia. Oh, Toshia. Maybe she has a different. Yakoa is probably like a nickname or something. Okay, her name is Notoshia. Okay, Natoshia. Sorry, Natoshia. All right, so we're reading a little bit about her. That's great. This is very helpful. Features, some articles she's been featured, which is good. Really nice image here. I love that. Media Kid. She has some, some stats from her brand partnerships and sponsor probably posts and stuff like that. That's pretty cool. But I want to see some of her work. So let's go into selected work. All right, so we got portraits. This is really cool. That's awesome. Kind of like a sepia tone. Look at this photo shoot. Love that. Look at that contrast. I love that. This is great. Let's see what else we have here. We have products. All right. Okay, we have some sneakers. Really nice shot. I love that gradient. Like that's kind of cool. Going from like light blue to a like a green, lime green. That's pretty dope. All right, I want to see some of the graphic design stuff, digital stuff. All right, so we have some here. Okay, there's probably some Photoshop here. Really nice shot, and then had a different shot within. Is that a TV? Yeah, that's kind of like a small TV. We do have like a magazine cover type of thing. That's great. Okay, great. One thing I would probably say to this portfolio is to have a little bit of context of what each of these sections are. Maybe you could add in, like for digital design, probably talk a little bit more about what you did in here. Like just a little paragraph here and there. It would be ideal if you have for each one of these projects, like a little bit of context of what this is and how you came up about that, or what was the ask, what was the pain point, or anything related to the project, so that way we can see it. Right now we're seeing visually and it looks really cool, but we need context. So we need to know, like, oh, so what is it that you do? What were your roles in there? Like, were you the photographer, also the designer, also the art director? We want to know a little more about that. So I would definitely suggest that, just to add a little context of what do you do. Maybe you can do per section. Maybe that could be kind of cool, and that way it provides more, a little more meat of what this is. Let's take a look at services, for example, and just see. Yeah, there you go. You see, like you have services, but then you kind of like talk a little bit about each one of those services. That's the same thing. You have a contact form, which is very important. That's something that you guys got to think about when you have in your portfolio. You think about how, recruiters and people who are hiring will find you, right? Okay, that's pretty good. Really solid portfolio. I really liked it. Great job. So let's move on to the next one. All right, so this one is very different. Graphic designer and illustrator. I can see that because of this little illustration here. That's kind of cool. Swedish freelance designer based in Malaga, Spain. Love to make CD profiles, icons, minimalistic portraits, and editorial illustrations. All right. I'm liking what I'm seeing right now. We have this kind of like grid here with really cool stuff happening. Well, this one caught my eyes right away. Not because I want to eat an ice cream right now, but well, it's summer, so. All right, so let's take a look at this one. It's a corporate logo for an ice cream bar. Bonanza. Making ice cream of natural ingredients. Foremost banana, chocolate, and strawberries. It looks like she created this logo and some other, let's see, wanted to include a smile in the logo referring to the slogan. Okay. Strong yellow color, banana yellow. Okay, so she's providing a little bit of context of how she came up with this, which is good. That's what really like matters when you're reviewing portfolios. We want to know, like, what is it that what is it that Lisa did? Like, what was she involved in the whole thing? Like, what were her learnings? Oh, there's more stuff here. One thing I can give you right away, right out the gate is you gotta watch out for contrast. Contrast is very important. And here the nice nice cream, it kind of gets lost with the yellow background. So you gotta make sure when you're creating graphics, when you're creating logos, branding, everything, patterns, make sure you have enough contrast. So that way you don't get into trouble sometimes. We as designers, we have to abide by sometimes ADA compliance. So make sure you test those colors before you commit to it. But this looks really nice. See how the white here, and I'm gonna click on it because I want to see it like pretty close. See how the white here works out because there's more contrast. Even here, because the background is a little bit like, a little darker, so the white pops out a little more. So just make sure like you have that contrast in mind all the time. Also, for some of this stuff, sometimes it's good to have a secondary logo with white and also another version in black, so that way you can use in different mediums. That's super important too. All right, okay, this logo is kind of fire. So I'm gonna go ahead and go back into the portfolio and just click on something else, maybe an illustration. This one is kind of cool. Oh, there's a little animation. I love that. That's great. A series of illustration featuring women creators, including women graffiti artists, sculpture artists, painters, and photographers. Vector Assets Design as a contributor. All right, so she's providing a little bit of detail of her involvement. That's pretty cool. And we can take a look at some of these stuff. All right, so we have a sculpture artist here. Also, another thing, you see how this loaded up and then kind of like freezes a little bit and then show up. Make sure you optimize your images for portfolios. When you have heavy images, sometimes it takes a little longer it could be 1-2 seconds. But trust me, like if a website doesn't load like really fast, you can lose clients, or you can lose engagement right away. Just make sure you optimize there's a lot of like pages out there that can help you optimize those images. This is pretty cool, very detailed, but at the same time, we have some details here and have some gradients going on. Really nice illustration for sure. Click on the next one. Here we have a painter. Yes, we have a painter. What I love about this piece is this series, like it's very cohesive, and when it comes to strokes and how she, is using gradients and stuff like that. Even though they're different colors, you feel like they are the same from the same series because. Look, she's using the same, like the floor is on the same level. Let's go to the next one, the photographer, for example. Different colors, different things. Also, using the same, pens, colors, I think, throughout the whole series, which is, again, cohesiveness. That's very, very important. This is a really, really cool portfolio piece. One thing I can give you, it's now that you have the heading here, I would probably add in some copy here, just a little 1-2 sentences to support why you make this the way it is. Why do you take this approach on the photographer? We want to know a little bit more about your approach to this particular piece, and then the same thing for the other ones. We want to know just a little more, like why do you choose to use pink, for example, and dark gray? Like, why is that? Just want to know like how you come up with that concept. Okay, this is pretty cool. Let's take a look at another one, and then we jump into the About page. Let's see, what can we, oh, this looks really cool. So let's click on it. It's a poster design for IKEA in Malaga, Spain, España, in Spanish, as an award for outstanding achievement. All right, so she sick inspirational design for rewarding IKEA. I just want to take a look at this right away. All right, so look at that. I love this graphic. This is so cool. I really love when you start playing with, your elements and stuff. So look at the yellowish sun in the background, but then you have the blue on the front. And then if you flip that, you see that there's a girl there. And it has a different color. It has a pink tonality to it, like a color overlay. And then he has the moon in there, some stars. That's really kind of cool. And the design itself is well balanced. You can see like from this corner is the same weight to it, and also some copy here on the right, but also some copy here on the left, and then some copy here on the bottom, copy here on the top. You see that this, if you flip this, it's perfectly balanced. The only thing I would suggest, again, same as others, just provide more context here on the right. So you have your beautiful title here, but then provide some context there. Like maybe you can put like even sections like role. I was a graphic designer for this. Timeline. Maybe this took a month, 2 weeks, and then about the project, what were they looking for? How you come up with this idea and solution. But this is fire. This is pretty cool. So then she put it on some mock-ups, which looks really nice. Lastly, let's go into her about page. Lisa Fernandez. Okay, graphic designer and illustrator from Malaga, Spain. Like I said, education, clients, collaborations. That's awesome. She's providing, credits to whoever helped her out, or the company who sponsored her, or the collaborations she did. This is very important, guys. When you are collaborating with other people to make big projects or even small projects, if you mention them and you credit them, that's golden. That's really nice, and you should do that always. All right, let's jump into another portfolio. Edwin Calderon. Welcome to my portfolio. All right, Edwin, we see some cool stuff here. We see some like digital paintings, I think. Oof. Dude, I'm sold. Goku, Deku. I love anime. Let's click on Goku and see what this is about. Hey everyone in the chat. Everything cool? All right. And again, you see how it kind of like loaded a little bit, and my internet speed is really fast. But probably the whole picture needs to be optimized for web. So make sure you do that for all your projects. Look at this amazing thing. Dragon Ball Z Goku. Ooh, my goodness. This is a digital painting, and I just want to know, you see, like Edwin, like this is a great piece of portfolio, but just provide a little context of what this is and how you came about this. What programs do you use to create this? Do you have to download plugins? Like we want to know a little more and see how you came up with this really cool design or digital painting. Let's go back again and pick another one. Wow, this is insane. Look at this. This is Black Panther. You see, it's loading. It's there. The holder is there, but it's loading because it's probably like the image is too big and wasn't optimized properly. But look at this beautiful painting. It's a digital painting. That's what I'm guessing. T'Challa. This is insane. This is pure talent right there. I love the contrast between the blues and the purples with the red in the face, but also the bright yellow in the background. This is really cool stuff for sure. This guy is probably an animator or something like that. Again, just provide some context of what is it that you're doing and building. This is awesome. Let's go back again. Edwin, you did a really cool job here. Like, I want to know a little more about you and know what else do you do? Like, is there like about page maybe? There's not an about page here. There's a contact, which is very important. But we want to know a little more about Edwin. Who's Edwin behind all these digital paintings? So make sure you put that in there. At some point, you add a about page here, and then you talk a little bit about your art and what is it, what drives you to create these masterpieces. This is insane. All right, so let's jump into, I don't know, maybe let's take a look at this one. Pretty big. And then from that one, we're gonna jump to another portfolio. We have reviewed already 3 portfolios. If you're joining us right now and you want to submit your portfolio, just click on the link in the description below and just submit your portfolio. Maybe next time it'll be you. All right, this is from an anime. This is Kakashi. This is from Naruto series. And this is just like mind-blowing. Just the details of all, I know these characters very well. And look at this, in the kunai, there's a reflection of another character in there. That is just sick. And look at how this, electricity is coming out of there. And it's just pure like talent. So Edwin, you're amazing. All right, let's take a look at another portfolio. Wow, from all these amazing portfolios to something more subtle, more like very calm, and you see like the colors very minimalistic. His name is Sarkan. I design stuff. What is that? I design what stuff? It could be interpreted as you want, but he's a designer who collaborated with clients worldwide, emerging from technology. Hello, and he creates unique visual narratives. That's really dope. I love this. Here in the hero section, it's like, you can book a call with me right now. Sarkan is doing its thing. Who am I? Right there in front of you. Services, projects, shop, nice, and contact. I love this section here. It's very straightforward. It's telling you right away who this person is and what he does. So let's take a look at some of the projects. All right, so we have some web design. We have some movement. We have some branding. I want to look at a website or a mobile app. Let's take a look at this mobile app. It's a ticket booking mobile application. Gonzel. All right. I love what I'm seeing right now. Really nice, very clean design. Okay, he's giving an overview. This is what I'm talking about. He's giving a story, a little bit of story, the client, industry, duration, and year. This is golden. This is amazing. Like, he's doing his stuff, design process. What did they do? Design processes are different for every project. The project will call for a design process. So not everything is just like a straight line. It could change. You can start with a research and then go into wireframes and then design, or you can start with design and then some research and then iterate. Like, it all depends. But this is great. I love seeing this type of stuff. Again, user research. So he did his research for this, the typography that he used. That's awesome. I love how every section, when you scroll down, it comes in like very like fluidly, like very nice. The flow chart, very important. How everything, this is kind of like the hierarchy of the mobile app and how, kind of like using what goes where. I love how he do an accent color for important pages. Some of the widgets and some of the components, design components of this app, this is amazing. All designed how it looked. This is great for context because you're not just looking at the new version of it, but now you're seeing something, before and then after. I think he did an amazing job. I wish we could have more time to dive deep into something else. I love seeing this type of stuff. This is great stuff for sure. Let's see if we can take a look at another project really quick. I think we have 1 minute left, but we can probably like just go and see it like pretty quick. This is the brand guidelines. Let's click on it right away. Expo logo and brand guidelines. Payee Expo. Again, he uses the same format, providing context. Very important, guys. We have some animation here, which is good. Different ways to use that logo and branding. I love this. Okay, I think our time is up. Again, this is amazing. Thank you guys for joining me today. I really appreciate it. And you know, make sure you bookmark that page for Behance, behance.net/resources/guides. And if you haven't done so, check the link in the description below to submit your portfolio, and maybe you could be the next one. All right, till next time. Bye-bye.